The sun had begun its descent over the Sea of Galilee, painting the sky in brilliant hues of orange and purple. Jesus, weary from a day of teaching along the shoreline, turned to his disciples and said, "Let us cross to the other side." The crowds that had gathered to hear the parables of Jesus slowly dispersed as the disciples prepared their wooden fishing vessel for the journey. As they pushed off from shore, Jesus found a spot near the stern, resting his head on a cushion. The gentle rocking of the boat and the rhythmic splash of oars against water soon lulled him into a deep sleep. Several of his disciples, experienced fishermen who had spent their lives on these waters, confidently steered the boat toward the eastern shore. But the Sea of Galilee was known for its sudden, violent storms. As darkness fell, an ominous wind began to howl down from the surrounding hills. The once calm waters churned and roiled, and dark clouds blotted out the stars. Massive waves crashed over the bow, threatening to swamp the vessel. Peter and Andrew worked desperately at the oars while James and John tried to bail out the rising water. The other disciples clung to whatever they could find, their knuckles white with fear. Yet Jesus remained asleep, seemingly undisturbed by the chaos around him. Finally, Matthew, his face streaked with spray and terror, stumbled to the stern. "Teacher," he cried, shaking Jesus awake. "Don't you care that we're about to die?" Jesus arose calmly, his garments whipping in the fierce wind. He stood with perfect balance despite the pitching deck, his eyes taking in the furious storm. With an authority that cut through the howling wind, he raised his hand and commanded, "Peace. Be still." The effect was immediate and extraordinary. The wind died as if someone had closed a mighty door. The waves, which had been as tall as houses, flattened and smoothed like glass. Even the clouds scattered, revealing a canopy of stars above. The sudden silence was almost as shocking as the storm had been. Jesus turned to his awestruck disciples, who stood dripping and trembling in the now calm boat. His voice was gentle but carried a note of disappointment. "Why were you so afraid? Where is your faith?" The disciples exchanged glances, their fear now transformed into wonder and confusion. Peter whispered to John, "Who is this man, that even the wind and waves obey him?" The others could only shake their heads in amazement, their understanding of their master forever changed by what they had witnessed. As their boat glided peacefully toward the eastern shore, the disciples pondered this miracle. They had seen Jesus heal the sick and cast out demons, but this was different. This was mastery over nature itself. The man who slept through storms was the one who could command them, and they were only beginning to grasp the implications of that truth. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Doing this could be a way you can spread and support the work of God.